What's going on, guys? Today's video is on how to get better audio from your cell phone drum videos for cheap. So I'm back. Once again, this is Steven. And this video is on how to get better audio from your cell phone drum videos for social media or promo purposes. So in order to do this, you're gonna need a couple things. One, I know you already have. It's either a tablet or a smartphone. I know you have this because more than likely you're watching this on YouTube, some social media platform, okay? I know that. And if you're not, you're watching on your smart TV, that's cool too. Hi, how are you? And you don't have a smartphone? I don't know where you're from, you don't have a smartphone, but if you don't have a smartphone, yeah, I can't, sorry. All right, so in order to do this, we're gonna need three things. We're gonna need a smartphone or a tablet. We're gonna need a field recorder that acts as an interface, and we're also going to need a connector or like the cable that goes from the field recorder to a USB, or it goes from field recorder to phone. So it depends on what connection your field recorder has and what connection your phone has. You're probably wondering why I said field recorder. And I said field recorders because they're usually pretty small and pretty inexpensive depending on which one you get, and they work really well. Not to mention they run on batteries. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how many times I've been saved by using my recorder because it has batteries in it. And mine lasts about 20 hours on 4 AA batteries. You can get them at Walgreens for real cheap. But if you don't see any, right there, Amazon, go check them out, okay? You can go get a whole bunch of batteries from Amazon, whole lot of batteries. I suggest the Zoom products, all right? So the Zoom H1, the Zoom H4, the H4N, the Zoom H5, I think it's the H5N, and the Zoom H6. Not so much the Zoom H2 because of the microphone that's on it. I think it's got a side A/B mic, which is okay, but I mean, unless you already have a Zoom H2, I would say go with if you can't afford the Zoom H4 or H5, I don't think they make an H3. If you can't afford the Zoom H4 the Zoom H4, H5, or H6, then go ahead and spend. I think I saw it on Amazon for like $67. Go ahead and spend the money. Get the H1. It works perfectly well. It's got an XY mic. I'll show, and you should be able to see the pictures that I'm showing right here. They're like an XY condenser mic pair, okay? Now when you get to the H4, they're adjustable from 120 degrees to 90 degrees. And 90 degrees and 120 degrees is just the range of which it's like the range of the sound that it's picking up. It's like the direction of the mic. So 120 is a little wider, so you're getting more sound, and then 90 degrees is a little bit more narrow, so it's more directional. All these recorders also record in stereo, which is going to help you a lot when we get to the latter part of this video. But for this how-to, I'm currently using my Zoom H6 and my iPad Air 2. I know my iPad's old. Don't judge me, okay? If you have an iPad Pro, it's even better. You have Samsung, whatever. I don't know anything about Androids. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't. Also, the DAW that I'm using on my iPad is GarageBand. GarageBand was free for me when I got it. It was totally free. If you're an Android user, or if you're an iOS user, you can download Aria, which is a little bit more professional. I know Aria works on Android and iOS, but I don't know anything else for Android. So I'm just throwing Aria out there. But for iPad users and Apple users, GarageBand is really easy. It's very simple. Unless you're trying to get really in depth, I would use GarageBand. Well, I use GarageBand. It's just easier. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to set our recorder. I like to set my recorder on my rear right hand side. This is my right hand. So pretty much where my floor tom is, I like to put it on that side and like right behind it and turn it to point to the snare drum. I point it toward the snare drum and then back a little bit to the right and down just a little bit so I can make sure that I'm getting sound from the whole kit. Also, I do not set my recorder very high, because if I set it too high and point it down, because it's a directional recorder, it's not going to get as much of the sound that I want. It's not going to give me a wide enough range of sound. So I like to set it like right below my shoulder, like even maybe a little bit lower, like right at the top of my bicep, like, you know, because they got them guns. And I'm sorry, just so I can get a true sound of the kit. I also don't like to set it in front of me because 2 reasons. A, there are other band members and they're jumping and running and dancing around the stage, and drunk people exist. And 2, because if I set it behind me, I have a better control of what sound is coming out, so I can better tune the kit and better see what's actually going on, and I get a truer sound. Once again, I am not anybody's professional sound man or mic tech or whatever you want to call those things. I'm just saying this is what works best for me. So once you have your recorder set in the proper place, I like to use the tripod as well. I will link one of those up there as well. You can get a tripod from Walmart, Walgreens, a little small tripod. Don't get anything huge. We want something that's compact and we can carry with us. It's not gonna cost us a bunch of money, and also something that's not gonna be like, I don't want to cry when I lose it or when it goes away when somebody stole it. The next thing that we have to do is we have to set our DAW. So we have to set our iPad, our tablet, or our phone, whatever you're using. Once again, I'm using GarageBand. So we set it, we plug in from whatever cable that you need. Once you find the cables that you need, once again, iPhone, iOS users, you're going to use one of these. And they also have what's called a USB-C connector. That has a it's actually for powered USB. So I think it's USB 3.0. If you don't have USB 3.0 cable, or your device your iPad or iPhone doesn't have USB 3.0, then you have a USB-C charger. Well, charger or connector. Then you connect your charger into it, and then USB on the other side. You can get all this stuff on Amazon. Once again, link in the description. It'll be in the description down here, or it'll be right here, so you can check out the Amazon. I have everything on a list from Amazon so you guys can see it, okay? So after we arm the recorder, do a quick snap sound check, like literally put your hands in front, snap, snap, just like that. Very simple. Make sure that you are not peaking. If you don't know what peaking is, when you look at your recorder, most of them, if you have the H5 or the H6, you can see the bars on the, I don't know if it's called the gauge or whatever. The line goes from green to yellow, orange, red. If you get orange and red, you know you too hot. Turn it down. If you have the H1, it's not in color, but you can still see the bar. And if you can't see it on the recorder, then you should definitely be able to see it on the DAW on your tablet or your phone or your pad somewhere. It's somewhere where the volume is, okay? So make sure you can see that. Make sure you're not peaking. I have mine set at an 8 right now for me speaking. When I'm at shows, I have it set at between 1 and 2, like, because it's loud. But I also want to make sure I'm getting good quality sound. I'll show you why we need such a quality sound here soon. After you do that, after you have your recorder set, you got your DAW set, then just go play the gig. Blaze the stage. Do what you got to do. Take an occasional glimpse over at your DAW. Make sure you're still recording. If you're an iOS user, once again, it will only record like 600 measures, like 600 some odd measures in GarageBand. So just be aware of that. After you do that, you should be good to go. After we have our moment of glory, just check your audio. Make sure your audio is clean. It may be a little bit low because you recorded it a little low. Now it's time to edit the audio. So you can disconnect your field recorder, put it back in the bag, throw it in the backpack, throw it in the car, put your drums in the car, take your iPad or your device, pull up the show, and listen to it the whole way home and make sure it sounds good. GarageBand, it has a preset. So you want to make sure that if you have that preset on, you also have your monitoring turned off. because if you can hear that on the actual device, then it will come back through in the recording for the microphone. The only thing about the zooms that that's a little irritating is they're very microphonic. So if you touch anything on the thing, I'm touching it, if you touch it, it makes that noise. So if anything's coming out of those speakers on it, it will go into the microphone and it's going to be really irritating. I did it. It's annoying as mess. I don't want to cuss, so I say annoying as mess. When you get home after you listen to the audio, make sure your audio's good. Pull up visual EQ. I like to pull up a little bass, pull the mids down just a little bit, and pull up the highs just to clean it up, just to make it sound just like I want to. Also, GarageBand has presets. Don't go to the fun presets. I don't like the fun presets. Go to I think it's Pro. I think it says Pro. Go to the Pro presets and see what it says. Pull up whichever one they have a preset for drums. You just push the button. It pulls up the preset. You turn the little knobs. You can get a great sound that way. After you EQ it, you sync that up with whatever video that you have. If you're an iOS user, then you use iMovie. Again, what's free for me, and GarageBand. Sync it to the cloud, send it to iMovie, boom, done. No problems, no issues, no nothing. After that, the only thing you have to do is sync them up, line them up, and after you line them up, there you go. And that's how you do that. All right, guys, so that's how you get better audio from your live drum performances on cell phones. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. Also click the little bell as well so you can see when new videos are coming out. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all later. Peace.